Friends, good evening. I'm Professor Ramesh Narayana Rao, Dean, Acharya School of Design. So it's my pleasure to share some of my thoughts today on present and future of design career. See, there are a lot of people have certain misconception about design, even certain questions about what is design, and some people think that this design is something relating to craft or something like that. So to just to give an idea about what is design, so design is a process of effectively solving the problems found in our day-to-day life using design thinking strategy. So this is what first we need to understand how design deals with the issues. So design encompass two important components. Like one is creative arts, which is deals with aesthetics, innovative design ideas, which deals with functionality. So when we talk about creative arts or aesthetics, it's a kind of a self-exploration and self-expression, imagination, and it reflects on society and culture. When we look at innovative design ideas, it always deals with the problem-solving process, innovation, new idea, new concepts, and contributing to the development of the society. See, when we talk about design, see, we have to understand this. So there is always a user. There is a design product. It can be a product, it can be services, or it can be systems. But on the other hand, there is a user who is using this. So, like when we look at how design deals with is like the needs of the people, the taste of the people. So basically, like whenever we design a new product, so our first research will go into the market trends. What kind of needs, demands is there in the market, or what are the driving forces can be identified in the market. As per the Design Think 360 Design Career Conclave and India Design Council Report 2019, so they have identified some of the highlights which are the driving force. One is integration of the physical with the digital. The best example is touch screen. So where we see like the elimination of keys or buttons, but so in a mobile, you will be directly touching the icons or the applications that you wanted to use so that it will take you to the right direction. Similarly, there is another highlight was nature-inspired design. So I am talking about this nature-inspired design is one of the most interesting concept today, because after this industrial revolution, so till last 2 or 3 decades, the manufacturing as well as the design side, a lot of inorganic nature or inorganic approach was there in the design sector. But today we are all realizing like we are slowly moving away from the nature. So in design, there is a kind of explorations happening to adopt this nature, at least in the form of design. So there are a lot of architectural buildings, interiors, furnitures, products coming in today, which are inspired by the nature. The third important highlight is ideal balance of both masculine and feminine. Actually, this highlight focus on gender equality, because see today both men and women play a significant role in uplifting the society. They work in all sectors, apart from the domestic, and then building the nation. So their contribution is equally considered. So that is one of the reasons, like in design, this approach has been taken by the designers. So where both of them equally potentially users of the products, systems and services. The fourth one is maximalism and not minimalism. So like we see, like the minimalism trend was actually influenced the entire world till couple of decades. But today what we see, like the people not interested in just minimalizing the design, but they would like to have, especially in terms of interior design. With respect to interior design, what we look at, they try to incorporate as much resources, references, ideas as possible. So that gives rise to maximalism in design. The fifth one is human-centered design. So we all know that whatever we design is for the humans only, or maximum design done, created for humans. So we are the end user. When we are the end user, any product or any services or systems, if not doesn't justify that, then the function of that will not be happen as required. So that human essences, especially the form and the proportion and even the psyche, how the people think and how people use and how their body or anatomy accommodate to use that particular product, all considered in human-centered design. Then the sixth one is a user experience and user interface design. As we know, like every design has a specific user, and if the user doesn't feel the good experience of using that particular product, it doesn't make any sense. So now that user experience is focused more while designing the product or systems. And interface in design, user interface is always like the user is part of that entire functionality. So if we are not considering that interface of the user, then design doesn't make sense and it doesn't work appropriately. The last but the latest, the highlight was artificial intelligence and virtual reality. Say artificial intelligence helps designers create variants, multiple variants after recognizing particular pattern. The algorithm extracts colors, patterns of a design and then creates thousands of variants within the range of identified colors and patterns. So this application is extensively useful for the user, designers, so that they can create various very mind-blowing experience for the user by using artificial intelligence. Apart from that, they also use this to understand the user's psyche and their taste by repeatedly using the specific product by your user. So when I was talking previously in the previous slide about the driving force or market trends, I was talking about the touch screen, mobile especially. So customers now enjoy both physical and virtual interaction through a more individual customer journey by integrating this physical as well as the digital. So I have a video, like I have a link here. So please you can go through it, and you'll find not only touch screen, but there are various products. So actually like developed by the designers, latest in the market, and you will experience how nicely that integration of physical and digital happens in these products. So now I will show you one video over here. Okay, so I think you had a wonderful experience of how this design is used applied in this interior, and I will give you one still image as an example. So this is a V group by B Jark Angel Group by New York. So V group is quite different from traditional schools. Like they used a lot of this organic, nature inspired organic forms within this, premises, where children can experience a varied, experiences, like rather unconventional thing, like a very flexible, feel. So you can see like it's a kind of a nest, and the children are inside the nest. Either they can play, or they can read, or they can write. So such a interesting and very beautiful experience for the children. Fun learning. Okay, similarly, like ethereal South African chapel topped with floating winged roof. This is also one architectural design with nature inspired. You see, like the roof of this cathedral or a chapel actually like define the design of this space. So this is so flowing and so organic, so moving, so dynamic in the middle of the nature. So when I show these two images, so what are these two images? Can you identify? Like these two images are two logos of a very popular companies, the global companies. So when you see this left side one, it's a logo of Nike, one of the sports products company, and now they are into other products also. And this on the right hand side, what you see is a graphic image of a logo of Apple company. Okay, this actually I'm showing the intention of showing this is like how effectively we can communicate, designers can communicate and can brand over a period of time the product in the company by such simple, striking, bold, striped design of logos. So here I would like to now show you two images. One is about animation and gaming, and then so it's a film, Life of Pi. Most of you are familiar with this film. So when we look at now the animation as well as the gaming sector today, so as we thought like as common people think that animation is only like the cartoons and made for children and shown screened in television channels. So not only that, animation that is just one side of it, but animation is a very big industry. Animation and gaming both, the billions and billions of money is pumped in this industry. Okay, so like the animation used in especially 50% and more is used or invested in instructional design. So today, if you take from kindergarten to the research, everywhere animation is very essential to realize a project. Like for example, there are very popular animations available in the market, like medical animation. Okay, so it's very widely used in the medical education. Similarly, like there are departments like defense, aviation are also used for training purpose. So, apart from this, animation used in the entertainment sector, where feature-length animation films were produced, and when we talk about gaming, gaming is the latest evolution, adopting certain features of animation. And so, in one of the conference, so one of the Japanese minister was talking about this animation and gaming, especially like the investment, global investment. Like, say, when we imagine like one of our, the very most popular, successful hit film, which earned in a 30 days. So the game will, a new game will earn in a single day. The day it launches, by the end of the day, it will have that crore of rupees. So we can imagine the economic impact of this sector. So when I'm talking about this film, latest films, most of the films use this visual effects, and in this, especially I have given you a link also. You can go and watch it later. Okay, so integration of a virtual, real, and imagination using certain technology like visual effects. made this film possible, and the viewer can have the best ever film watching experience, in such films. Life of Pi, Avatar, Matrix. Okay, so there are many films, in this line. And one more interesting thing I would like to show you. So you see this is a car, right? So this is a concept car. This is a prototype of a concept car. Okay, so here what you see is a very flexible, detachable or attachable, can movable features. The driver can have a very interesting riding experience sitting in this, and the cost of this car is approximately around 23 crore. So super rare Ferrari Pininfarina Sergio as owning this concept. Okay. So this is last one slide. I will show you something which is very interesting, funny, creative. Okay. So we see today we manufacture so much, and so we are also creating parallelly like a lot of industrial waste, industrial junk. So what we do with this? Okay. So this was a big challenge for the entire world, and designers especially, so looking into the recycling aspects of some of the products. So you can see so a automobile part is used as a receptionist table or a working table, workstation, possible, interesting, and without spending much of a thing because it's already existed. And similarly, you can see there are pets, and there are two umbrellas designed to protect the pets. Okay, something very nice, funny, and human. And you see a red sofa over here, and this sofa is covered with a jacket, and this has so many pouches. You can see all over pouches. Okay, this is quite interesting design because it helps somebody who is forgetful and so wasting a lot of time in searching things. So this helps. You can keep your car key, or you can keep your office files. You can keep your laptop. You can keep the gadgets, electronic gadgets, mobile charger, and many things. Okay, so these are all interesting, innovative designs by designers, and just I'm exposing you to some of this. Okay, so ultimately we take away from this few slides 3 points, 3 key points. One is design can transform the way we do things in our everyday life and result in new economic benefits. Every time when we ideate and innovate something new, so there will be a new economic benefits for both, the society as well as the industry, manufacturing industry, and designer and user, and a better quality of life, that is for the user. The strategic nature of design helps solve problems in ways that are functionally and aesthetically pleasing and make economic sense. Sometimes what happens, certain things can be very easily, cheaply produced, but if they have certain aesthetic and pleasing feature, so it would be very nice. So they actually serve the purpose, both the functional and aesthetic pleasure, and also make economic possible. The third key is design helps to improve quality and differentiation, offer world-class products and services, improve business efficiencies, productivity, and margins, can increase revenues and achieve higher market share and accelerate the growth. So these are the three keys where the innovative design is applied in the manufacturing industry, and we see the impact of that on socio-cultural and economic on the side. So now when I come to this Indian context, all this way I spoke generally about design, and now when I look at the design and society, evolution process, and need identification. So like look at India is a big country with 1.3 billion people living here, and design industry has big challenge how to fulfill the needs of such a big community, big society. So they are looking for more younger generation to take up design career. The systems, services, transportation sectors, entertainment sector, industrial products, and many more areas have large scope of improvisation. It doesn't mean that now we have improved, but we have a scope to improve our from current status to much better. So it will help the quality of life. So there is a big scope. Food, health, education, infrastructure sectors require a huge leap. Still, we are far away, far behind, and we need a huge leap. So India become world's the best livable destination. We need to achieve this. So the design is an integrated aspect of anything that we say, speak, all the above sectors, and highly skilled people need to make them a reality. Okay. So when we talk about all this are needed, and we need who is going to do this. So we need highly skilled designers required today to make them a reality. So, like government of India also conceived an idea of Make in India. So we have to look at how to take the support of governments and industries and many other sectors, organizations to make it as a reality. What is going to happen in future, or what is happening now, and which direction it will take? So certain predictions and opportunities. Let us look at it. Evolution of hybrid industry, which requires creative and technical skills. So today, this is what actually is going to happen. So industry is not getting narrowed, rather the multiple things, technologies coming together and becoming a hybrid industry. So we need a multiple skilled people, designers, to work in such kind of an industry scenario. There is an increase in human-centered design project. So we need a well-trained in especially human-centered design required in the industry. As technologies for augmented reality evolve, they will allow for new information to be layered over the physical world in seamless way, covering wide range of areas. This is one of the things that we need to go ahead with lot of training and lot of vision and imagination. Machine learning will enable computers to make the kinds of aesthetic choices that humans make today. In the future, this is going to happen. Like wherever there is a human skills was used, the machines are going to do them. Okay, and it's a kind of a machine, will be challenging the skills of humans, and probably in a shorter period they learn much better than the humans and become more efficient, in designing things. The designer's role. What is the designer's role now in this context? So he will be acting as a fusion between art, engineering, research, and science. So the designers of the future need to be research oriented. So they need to have the engineering insight, technological skills required. They need to have scientific vision, and as well as like an artist should have aesthetics, humanity, sensibilities to bring in all this into the new design. The boundaries between the disciplines will diminish. Now today, whatever we are talking about, engineering and design and architecture and many things, so the boundaries will disappear, and now the hybrid or new combination of skills will be coming in. So we need to be prepared for that, or we need to train or orient towards that. Okay, so this is some of the predictions observed, and even when we are prepared for that, so we will be able to effectively utilize that opportunities, in our life. So, like the holistically to talk about design, what is happening in design and current scenario, market trends, and the opportunities available, and even our Indian context. So now I will come to the design education. Very briefly, I will explain. Like design education has not yet come to the mainstream, like engineering or architecture or medicine or any other generic courses that you look at. So design has not entered into mainstream education, and it is difficult also because design learning is something totally different than the other learning. It cannot be streamlined, or it cannot be made standardized, because the beauty of the design education is that it should encompass various cultural aspects, various individual aspects, and various traditional aspects, technology, and many things, so that making it a standardized becomes making it a very narrow. So wherever it is possible, it should be an open-ended, and the opportunity should be there to explore and further explore and research, so that like it is a student-driven or maybe research-driven. It should be research-driven, whether the student or a faculty. So the design education should be a research-driven program. So there are very few mainstream design institutions are functioning today. Those who are providing the quality education, like National Institute of Design, Industrial Design Center, School of Design, IIT Mumbai, MIT Pune, Symbiosis in Pune. So in Bangalore, Srishti School of Art and Design and Technology, and we are also slowly getting into that Acharya School of Design and NIFT centers across and in Bangalore, ISDI School of Design and Innovation in Mumbai, and some more institutions, smaller and bigger and older and newer courses, design colleges that you can see in India. Most of these mainstream institutions, including ours, Acharya School of Design, have adopted ideologies or course structures and teaching methodology from Bauhaus model. So Bauhaus, which started in Germany in 1919 and 33, and pre and post industrial revolution. Like you see, like the quite a good number of artists, designers, architects were working in this institution as teachers. Walter Gropius is one of the most popular teacher and architect and designer who was actually driving this school for a long time. When I come to the students, the present younger generation, there is a dilemma what to do. Okay, so there are a couple of these students have dreams to become a scientist, dream to become a pilot or a doctor or a designer or any professional or a company manager, lawyer or a teacher. Yes, no, it's all good, but so now we have to find out a right time to realize your dream, right? So what I advise is right career choices will happen through right choice of your education. If your education is in right direction, your career also will be in right direction. So when certain students cannot choose the design, like they have the dilemma like whether I am capable of learning design because I know this, I don't know this, I don't know that, like the questions. So I'm giving you certain hints that just test yourself whether you will be able to draw or you will be able to like to draw. Imagine whether you can imagine. We have imagination power. Whether you can dream. So whether you can be innovative. That comes at the end, but forget about that. But so like you can observe the world. You like to work with materials and you enjoy working with materials and technology, you do certain things, new things. Okay, if you have all this kind of features in yourself, then definitely you are the right person to choose design. So what you learn basically in design course. So in a nutshell, I'm going to tell you like these are the things. One is the visual thinking. Like most of us not taught in our generic schooling that how to think visually. We all think, but not visually thinking. So we help you how to visually think so that you will become a good designer. We teach in design schools visualization skills. So be it drawing, be it computer digital skills or software learning, any software like 3ds Max or AutoCAD or Maya or Photoshop, Flash, and many softwares for that matter. So it all helps you like your visualization skills. Then we teach you analytical skills, what you have observed and how to analyze them, and how to identify or differentiate between this and that. Okay, visual. So that is, we are going to teach that. And design thinking. So design thinking is one of the important phenomenon, important process in design, and we also call it as a design thinking strategy. So which is very, very essential to create any kind of a design. Okay, so we teach this design thinking process, and we also teach you design process and methodology. Like you can do many things on your own, but even though if you know the process, how to proceed, it would be very easily you can achieve this. So that we help you learn this methodology of research, design research methodology, and design process. And we also teach, apart from design research, design management. So what is going to happen in future, we don't know. Like either you end up joining a company, design firm or a manufacturing company, or you want to do on your own, startup, or you can create your own studio and you want to work yourself independently. That's we call freelancing. So in that case, how you need to manage yourself or your design management. Okay, so your projects independently, how you can manage that. So these are the few basic things that we teach in design school. Go to any design school, these are the things you are going to learn. Okay, so then coming to like what are the eligibility? In some places like there are diplomas, there are certificate programs, and so this is a kind of a mess. But actually, like now the University Grants Commission as well as Government of India has fixed certain regulations in learning now various professional courses. Like here, 10 plus 2 is minimum requirement to go into any design graduation, professional graduation. Apart from this qualification, academic qualification, the most important things, eligibility required are like your interest, your personal interest. Without your interest, nothing can happen. So you should have 100% interest, and if you have a certain drawing skills, okay, fine. Otherwise, so we can teach, but you have to have imaginative skills. But we have also certain activities which can improve your imagination skills, and the final one you need to have throughout your life to become a designer. Dream to become a designer. So if you have these prerequisites, definitely you are going to fit in learning design in any design school. So now about Acharya School of Design, just briefly to say, it is affiliated to Bangalore Central University, Bangalore, Karnataka. It offers 4 years professional undergraduate programs in the following specializations. So we have a product design, so which I have already explained what is actually product designing, and there is an interior and spatial design, animation and game art, graphics and communication design. These are the 4 specializations which we have. So like first year is a foundation. After 1 year foundation, 2 semesters of foundation, they are going to be in this specialization programs, and remaining 6 semesters or 3 years, they are going to learn the skills required by the each specialization sector. So you can become what you can become, I will explain to you in the next slide. Apart from learning certain core subjects under this specialization programs, so what we have done is, like commonly across for all the design students, we give a common electives in digital medium. Okay, so these are like a digital design, digital animation, graphic design, digital design to photography, digital painting, video editing, reproduction for animation, interaction design, motion graphics, digital illustrations, game design, and videography. Okay, so the reason or an objective for giving this additional skills is like most of the skills are required for certain specializations. Suppose if you take photography is one of the most essential skills required in animation and game art. Okay, and similarly for a product designer, if he learn like interaction design, it's going to be very useful for him. Or for interior and spatial design also, like if they learn interaction design, digital illustration, and graphic design, so it is most useful. Like that, so like interdisciplinary. If they learn certain skills of the other discipline, it is going to help them in the future. So here I give you this slide that extended learning. So when we look at, so not just the core learning in the campus and studios and workshops, we also learn in so many ways, different places and different contexts, like exhibitions, looking at exhibitions and participating in exhibitions are one of the way of learning. Student exchange programs, internship, industry-guided live projects, workshops, seminars, field studies, industry visits, study tours. These are the potential resources for extended learning or additional learning for designers. Like when we come to teaching, like so we always think like so who is going to teach us? Okay, is a faculty, a teacher who is in the campus going to teach us. But the learning and teaching in design is entirely a different ballgame altogether. So like we have, like any other institutions, we have some core faculties. So those faculties will help coordinate a lot of things and document and mentor. Apart from that, so we have majorly identified these following. One is the design mentors. So they come from independent, they are the independent designers or freelance designers practicing on their own and very well experienced by doing independent projects. Then we have artisans or artisans as mentors. So they come often and conduct certain workshops and offer skills of their domain to the students. And then resident scholars. So this is something new, like a designer or an artist come and stay in the campus for a short period, and during that period, he also doing his own work, and also he is interacting with the students and teaching certain skills to them. Okay, and guest faculties. So we call guest faculties as senior artists, like designers who give lectures occasionally to our design students to motivate, to inspire them, and to impart their experiences and knowledge. And we also have industry mentors, those who come during the course. Either they come to the campus and give presentations, or when our students go to industry visits, so they will be interacting with our students and guiding them. So then visiting faculties or the faculties regularly come to the college three days or a day in a week, and they are the experts. So these are the faculties are expert in certain areas. So they will come, and whether they teach like a theory subjects like history of design or art appreciation or costume and estimation, or certain time studios, design studios, the practical subjects. Then we have teaching assistants, idea of teaching assistants. Right now we don't have this, but we are now alternatively what we are doing peer learning. Like we are grouping senior students with the junior student so that learn from senior students. And organization, like both government and private organizations, especially like so we have tied up with some organizations like wood industry, science and technology, state government, and similarly like central government organization called regional design development and training center. So they come regularly, or our students go there and take some short courses there in design and workshops and material workshops, and learn from them. So this is a overall scenario of teaching mentors. Like now, after now learning all this, what we are going to become. So this is a question from the students. Okay. So to look at each specialization, how and what kind of opportunities available. Let me go back to the slide, previous slide. Yeah, here let me talk about interior and spatial design and furniture design. So the students will get a lot of opportunities to work with furniture and utility product design industries, home, office, interior design, and accessories and furnishing design firms, residential and commercial landscape designing and detailing firms, retail space design firms, set design for theater, film, and video productions, television productions, exhibition design, exhibition and event design, window display, and consumer products for malls and so different commercial retail spaces, signage design, public spaces design. Okay, and many more. And similarly, like in product design, they have opportunities in design research, design engineering, product definition, product designing, product styling, product detailing, digital design, visualization, technical surface development, operational engineering, solid and surface modeling, markup building, functional and prototyping, service design, and many more. So in graphic design, when we look at the opportunities for the students, they can work as creative directors, printing designer, and packaging designer for product, branding and strategy consultant, for design consultant for visual communication, user interface designer, product and product graphics designer, website designing, layout designer, editorial and magazine designer, e-catalog design, miscellaneous such as menus, newsletters, signage, etc. And when we look at animation and multimedia or animation and game art, so there are have opportunities such as independent design animator, animation artist, storyboard artist, character designer, 3D modeling and texturing artist, pre-production artist for film and television, 3D and 2D animation artist, visual effect designer, web designing and application, instruction designing, entertainment industry, television and film industry, cartoon or children film industry, multimedia solutions, engineering and medical aviation animation, defense animation, educational animation. So there are many more opportunities available under this sector. Okay, so just I will run a couple of images what we have done for a period of time, like workshops and where students learn using materials such as a clay, plaster, wood, and foam, and so many thermocol and many other forms materials. And in workshop, they also learn to use technical tools, electrical tools, and they also learn how to do the display, design and display of particular exhibitions. And we organize many expert demonstrations, and students work in the studios, and then industry interactions happens, like we invite people, experts from the industry, and participations. As a whole, institution participate in many events outside the campus. So two significant events we participated. One where we became the design school partner for Bangalore Makers Fair 2017, and 2018 we participated in Bangalore Design Week. And so similarly, there are so many opportunities to participate in seminars. So myself attended a 3-day seminar conducted at Mumbai, IIT Mumbai, IDC School of Design. And also we encourage students to go out like study tools, field studies, and acquire knowledge and do research independently. Okay, so we have prospective institute partners like Fazar University, Fazar Design University, IED, Instituto Europeo de Design Madrid, and James Cook University, Singapore, and a couple of other Indian institutions like CIA, and then ADA, Association of Designers of India, and Wadhwani Foundation for Design Research and incubation and startups. Then we have a couple of industry partners, just a few I'm showing here, like Titan Company, RK Infra India Private Limited, Retail Design Solutions, and we have Interior Splash, AK Constructions, Blue Hole, and Baldachi, and Jading, and then it's interestingly like Meghalaya government also giving internship to our Northeast students. And then we have academic advisory board, some institutions such as IED, Europeo Institute of Design, Professor Andrea Terzi, and Fazar University, Fazar Design University, like Gianna Angelini, and we have Full Sail University. Then we have certain Association of Designers of India, Bangalore, Bangalore chapter, head office in Pune, Association of Bangalore Animation Industry, popularly known as ABAI, and TentWorks Interactive, and PlayStation, Xbox, and Retail Design Solutions. So a couple of these companies and institutions are in our advisory board. So this is a brief shot of the presentation today. So if you have any questions, so like I request you to please type your questions and send me. Okay, so there is a question here, user experience and user interface. User experience is all about how user experiencing the functionality of a product. User interface is like where user is necessarily need to work or interact with the device. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Okay. So the ATM machines that you see, like where you have to press the button. Okay. If you don't have that, interaction between a user, the thumb, and the key or a button, so it doesn't work. So that is an interface. Like while the entire thing is experienced by you, like the design of the screen, suppose sometimes the music will come when you play the buttons. Okay, so this is a experience, like how you experience not only the aesthetic part of it, but even the functional part of it. I hope that you have understood okay. I see like there's only one question so far. So okay, I think there is one more question here. Uh, yeah, I have not explored the world of arts as such, and I am not that talented to be honest. How can joining BBA program help me? So this is an interesting question. See, not everybody has been exposed to everything, right? So we call it as a kind of opportunities, and we create, and we also like explore that. First thing is to create an opportunity, and we need to be in a right context and right environment. So that will help us to get a good exposure. Once we get the exposure, and that context will tell us what skills and abilities that I need to develop over a period of time. Because ours is a 4 year time. So in 4 year, it's a good amount of time to develop any kind of a skill, either technical skill or artistic skill. So it's a blend of both. So it's a good amount of time to learn this. So BBA program is a very good opportunity. Suppose if you are interested in joining the course. So what is the scope of BBA student in gaming industry? Which country would be the best to pursue career afterwards? Like gaming, see, actually, our course, what we have, animation and game art, is built for like whatever the support that we need to give for a game development. Okay, so we are not expertise in game design engine. So even if you look at in Indian context, like very few people have this knowledge, domain knowledge of a game engine development. But game development requires a lot of other things like character design and background design and props design and like you storyboarding requirement, scripting and many things which require which we are teaching. Like we teach 3D Maya and like we teach other editing softwares, so that will definitely going to help anybody who takes BBA and future wanted to go into the gaming industry. And there are several countries like now China and Japan and then even in Europe a couple of countries. So especially in America, couple of states. There are more optimistic. The student can go there and continue his journey in gaming. Uh, but he can also do, yeah, especially when it comes to higher education, like learning, going to post graduation in the same. Okay, so there are a couple, like I was talking about Pasar University. So is in London, and it is specialized in game design. So there are higher PG programs available over there. Student can apply and go. There is another question: is B based in interior design similar to BBA and interior design? Definitely. Actually, like B design are BVA or nomenclature for the course, but not the reflection of what we are going to learn inside the course. So both have a similar kind of a syllabus, curriculum, and the practicals and theory courses. So that it's only like since here when we have affiliated to Bangalore University in the beginning, so we did not had a scope to add the design because there was no expertise in Bangalore University to have a B design. Okay, so that's why it is a BVA. And many universities there is a BFA design, BA design still available. So so these are all just a nomenclature for the courses. But B design has a more acceptance, I agree, like in the industry and in the society. So I think now we have requested the university to change the nomenclature as B design. Shortly it is going to happen. So what is the most under appreciation idea in design right now? So I did not exactly got what is the most appreciated idea in design right now. I will remove the under. Most appreciated idea in design. See, design is a very wide area. Like so, the concept is always valued very high. Okay, so if any designer have a worth concepts or idea generation, so will be always valued high. Okay, and then design is not an individual work. So except a conceptual ideation is an individual part, and the rest of the design process is a teamwork. So where you involve some technical people and engineering people to help you to resolve your problems. So otherwise, so conceptual ideation is the most valued, appreciated now. What is the biggest challenge, problem, or question that this field needs to tackle right now? So there are various. This is like a chain, the challenge problems are like a chain. But if you look at especially in a Indian scenario, there is a lot of population, and more than 40% of the population are under below poverty. They are not able to have a better life and better life experiences. So they have low income and they cannot afford. In that scenario, I think, see, there is a thing like one is every designer work for money as well as work for charity. Both can happen. Like sometimes certain designers work to solve the society's problem. Sometimes designers can also work for certain ideas, ideas which can fetch a lot of money. Like I showed one of the concept car which costed 23 crore for just the concept which that company bought. Similarly, like there are designers who work for mass, the large number of mass. For example, suppose a designer today like innovate certain design and materials to give shelter to the large section of the Indian community, poor people. So there is nothing else like that. So both material innovation need to happen and the design innovation also has to happen. Okay. So if that can happen, that will address the issue of a large mass. And second one is health sector. Like even the services of health sector is not as effective as any other country we see in the developed country. So designers should develop certain services, effective services to reach remote part of the India, so where the large section of these people can be supported by these health services. Okay. Similarly, like education. So though we claim that a lot of literate people in India, but still we can find the infrastructure and in these schools, government schools, is really pathetic. So how can we improve this infrastructure? By doing something very innovative design of the environment, like whether it can be study tables, chairs, to other accessories of learning. Okay, so these are all the really challenges for designers to take up now. Most of the designers work like that. So a question like a BBA and architecture are similar. So no, design is, it looks like since both have a common term called design, and certain research and certain activities looks similar, but otherwise in design there are different sectors. In architecture you see like one specialization. Okay, so in design there is animation, it's entirely different than architecture. Then there is a graphic design, it is entirely different than architecture, and product design is different. Okay, only interior and special design which have certain commonalities in architectural design. Otherwise, most of these design courses specializations are different. Okay, thank you so much for being with me in this webinar and listening patiently and asking very interesting questions. Thank you so much.